The stock market is down for the first time in months as stocks plummet to start the day and carrying into after hours. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 1.5%, while the S&P 500 has fell over 2%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq over 2.7%. As you can see, it started early. You can see the map here of the market, all red pretty much, and then stocks tumbling, all on the back of President Trump's comments about tariffs in China. And this is the worst day for the most part since April in terms of the stock market. You can see how it's looking right now. Some of the more notable companies down. Amazon's down almost negative 4%. Apple is down 3%. Tesla's down 3 to 4%. So all of the companies getting hit with really only a few green ones. You know, you've got KO here in the consumer goods category as a standout T-Must, but it's really few and far between in terms of stocks going up today. And this was all on the back of Donald Trump's long social media post about what is happening in China. So he pretty much unloaded on China and its leader in a lengthy post on Truth Social. And the post came after China heated up trade tensions with the United States, adding new port fees on American ships, and thus launching an antitrust investigation into Qualcomm. Beijing has also been in the midst of tightening export controls on rare earth minerals and has halted purchases of U.S. soybeans. So soybeans slump as Trump threatens more tariffs on China goods. And really, just to break down a short quote of what he said, he said, "Our relationship with China over the past 6 months has been a good one, but making this move on trade and everything else a surprising one. He's always felt that they've been lying in wait as usual, but he was proven right. And there is no way that China should be allowed to hold the world captive." So it's clear that Trump is not going to kind of lay down and let China run the world in this sense, right? And it's always funny because anytime a huge long post like this comes out, you know it's going to be a volatile day in the markets, right? I got a kick out of this post. But China is being very hostile to the United States, other countries on rare earth minerals. At least that's what Trump's view is. And we'll see how the market plays out in the next few weeks and months with China and tariffs. But there's also the government shutdown, which doesn't seem to have really affected things very much. And historically, it hasn't really, but that's something to keep an eye on as well. And I find this very interesting that the day that the stock market is down and red and in the dumps comes a day after all of these stocks hit new 52-week highs. Nvidia, AMD, Snowflake, this whole list of companies. And you can see just how much, this is a S&P 500 stock chart, you can see how much it has really rallied since the dip at the end of March of this year. It's really been just straight up. So I wouldn't be surprised if things are volatile here for a minute with all the events going on. And it is Columbus Day on Monday, but the stock market will be open and trading. So at least there's not an extra day it's closed there. So the stock market is red. Be aware, read the news, check your portfolios, and let me know what you think in the comments.